Was it quiet? This is what the kiddo and I are working on today. It will be a simple coat rack for a VFW charity auction. Obviously I've already had help painting this plaque. Now this plaque came from a mahogany door, probably hand carved in Mexico, maybe in the 1930s. And I've got a few more panels. Came from a mine, Arizona. A ramshackle building's going to be bulldozed. We were given the opportunity to poke around sort of one last time, or father was, and I grabbed anything of value before it all got buried. And knowing I like wood, he grabbed this in addition to some stones. So Picasso there has already painted this part red. This will be some sort of contrasting color, maybe a purple, going for the pastel look, which is about all Picasso can produce with his food coloring paints that I let him use. And then these old horseshoes will be heated and bent, and they'll have one on either side as heavy-duty coat hooks, and then here in the middle, boom, 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 you'll have three probably 19 teens knob and tube glass insulators, and they will form the other coat hooks. So these will hold big things, you know, your raincoats and your man-sized stuff, and then you got, you know, mama bear and baby bear there in the middle, so that kids coats or whatnot will hang on that fine. And the whole thing will be boxed with a fluted ring. And I think that's what we're going to do now. Unless Picasso is ready to paint. You ready to paint?
Ready to paint.
Okay.
No, we're painting a gun, Daddy.
You're painting a gun. Alright. Forgot to get a video of this while it was running, but we just went ahead and cut a decorative bead edge using the Craftsman molding head cutter and some feather boards to hold everything safe and secure against the rib bits, which is on the left of the saw in order to use that particular molding head. Are you cutting too? Here I'm getting set to cut the rabbit on the back, so that the top edge of my trim overlaps just slightly, gives me a nice clean look. And this is about 1/8 of an inch higher, so I'll cut within 1/8 of an inch. Ooh, look at that bend to it. I'll cut within 1 inch the edge of this surface right here. Because I will have it buried underneath, I've got a sacrificial board here so that I don't chew up my rib pins. Here I'm getting set to cut the rabbit on the back, so that the top edge of my trim overlaps just slightly, gives me a nice clean look. And this is about 1/8 of an inch higher, so I'll cut within 1/8 of an inch. Ooh, look at that bend to it. I'll cut within 1 inch the edge of this surface right here. So, because I will have it buried underneath, I've got a sacrificial board here so that I don't chew up my rib pins. There's the rabbit. You can see how it allows me to overhang and get nice, good joints. Hey, what you doing? Are you pooping?
See, Daddy?
Oh, you're coloring.
What's that, Daddy?
That's my board, but I'm not going to let you touch it with your painty fingers. Let me know if you need to poop, okay? The joys of small children. I no longer like this design feature. The board's too wide, this is too deep. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Hey, do you need to go inside?
Not yet, Daddy. Not yet.
Not yet? You want to go sit in the potty? We're doing some wood outside? Well, that's okay. Someday this video will absolutely horrify you. But if you need to go to potty, you let me know, okay? Anyways, I'm gonna cut this off. But I can tell my helper needs to poop, so we're gonna have to go fast. I like that look much better. It's not as heavy, it's crisper, it's a little softer. It's good. And somebody's got 2 long sticks to play with. How many sticks? Sticks are better. You bet they are, bud. I'm pretty happy with that effect. We've gone and trimmed this down slightly, and then I took the sander and I just relieved the outside edges. When I hit it with the satin lacquer, all of this will get rich and honey colored, because it really likes that mahogany. Soak in, give it a great finish. Believe it or not, the colors will get brighter respectively between the two. So considering this is a VFW auction item here, we're going to have the red, we're going to have the 3 white co-hooks, and we're going to have the blue background. Oh God, your mother's going to hate me. So, my helper and I have just finished picture framing this and spacing that at 8 and 13/16, whatever it came out to be. And I'm just looking at where I'm going to put the 3 little kids. I figure mommy's coat, daddy's coat, and 3 kids' coats. But that's not enough. A winter coat with a big puffed collar or a hood like his, they'll never stay on those. So they've got to be spaced out independently from each other. And I think I'm going to do it with some wood donuts. There we are with our standoffs, about 1.25 inches tall. And that is enough to hang a kid's coat on. So that looks good. I'm only using this as just a storyboard. Clearly that center carving is not going to be centered. So I'm moving it up, and the width is very, very calculated. That scrap. So that's how much I'm holding it down from the top there. These, I'll run a straight edge along here, grab this, gonna drop that scrap in there. So they'll both be centered on either edge, just like that. Center one, centered in the center. I do this a lot, using little bits of wood to mark it up, especially in freehand projects like this where you're not trying to match any specific spot. What in the world are you doing? That little cage is not going to hold you much longer, is it? Well, here she be.
What?
Got the horseshoes mounted, centered. It's a little freehand, but it's an organic kind of form. Got your carving from that old building, which no longer exists, from the mine that's been covered over, and oh, God only knows what happened to it. So what I need to do now is I need to pull these, because the glue on this has certainly dried now. So I'll pull these 3. I don't want to spray those 3. I'll remove them, and then we'll spray this whole thing with its very first coat of lacquer. What do you think? I see it. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I see it. Oh, it's got a boo-boo? You know, I think that boo-boo owie might have come from a little man with a hacksaw. Yep. I see it. What do you think?
They move it that way.
Okay. Evenly. Not sure what's going wrong. It's sucking up huge amounts, but only in certain areas. It's actually kind of irritating, especially since I gave it 2 coats of sanding sealer. Let her dry again. problem when it does this is it'll start building finish on some areas, while other areas are still soaking up in bare wood. Then when you finally get everything to build finish, it's uneven. Maybe when it hardens I can hit everything with a Scotch-Brite pad, knock it all down back opaque, and then it'll look fine. We'll try that.
I'm doing painting on this board, Daddy.
You are painting on that board. And we are done painting on this board. So here it is. We got Papa Bear, 3 baby bears, and a Mama Bear coat rack. I don't know what it'll bring. This is a nice feature. At least it got salvaged. You know, it's kind of important to me. I mean, this is, gosh, it's probably 100-year-old mahogany at this point, and it didn't end up burned and buried. Can you say burned and buried? We gotta paint that one for Grandpa Papa. So I don't know what it'll bring at auction, but I hope it does something. We're gonna donate anonymously, as we always do, right, bud? So I won't actually know what it brings, but it should bring him 30-40 bucks. And the kid and I got to do it. Everybody wins.
There, Daddy, squeeze, Daddy.
Hey, can you say bye-byes?
Bye-bye. Okay, Daddy. Bye, Dad.
Yeah, we're gonna start this video over, okay? Good painting.